ब्रह्मचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशितारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Bolo.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare.
निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी
हरि बोल.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय. कितने बजे मतलब 7?
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे लीला प्रभुपाद की।
कुंज विहारी
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Brahmanandi, Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya Astutara Shri Srimadi's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya Astutara Shri Srimadi's Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBD Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Si Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopanath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mathura Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Shri Kshetra Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulasi Maharani Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Ki Transcendental Brihad Mridanga Book Distribution Ki Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Nitai Gaura Brahmanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Padaya Krishna Prastabhutale Shrimati Krishna Vasanti Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastabhutale Shrimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Satarine. Hare Krishna. So I think today will be the last day on discussion, or we are going to be discussing on conflict resolution. So the last time we met on Saturday evening, we were talking about the skills that are important for one who is trying to resolve conflict in conflict situations. So we are discussing 5, and we discussed 2 of them, and they were, anyone remembers? Active listening and and communication. So today we'll do 3 more. The third one is don't place blame or don't blame anyone else. Okay. So during conflicts, generally, the last thing you want to do is blame someone else. Right? That's a very common thing. We always say, I didn't do it. He's the one or she's the one. It's a spontaneous, actually a defense mechanism. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. So you want to defend your position. So it comes out spontaneously. We never want to look bad. We don't want to look bad. We always want to look good, no matter what the situation is, right? Right. Even when you fall down, when you're walking, you fall down and you're dusty, you stand up, you clean, and you want to walk nice. So that's very natural for all of us. It's an ego. Part of our ego, we identify ourselves in a certain way, in certain fashion, and so we want to present ourselves in that way. So in the same way, when conflicts come, we want to be always on the safer side, on the good side, or the better side, or something like that, right? Right? You blame your sister, right? Yeah. So, does he? Okay. So the idea behind is that we don't want to point fingers at another person. There's a saying, right? You own your problems, right? You own it. You have to first own it. No? Otherwise, what happens is instead of solving or resolving the situation, it simply makes it worse. It escalates the situation more. Everyone gets disturbed. And instead of making it better, it becomes worse. Yeah. So we want to actually, in wanting to resolve conflicts, we want the environment to become safe. Everyone wants to have a safe environment, right? You come to a neutral environment. So similarly, you want to resolve situations, you want that environment to become safe. Yeah. Therefore, the first thing you have to identify in a situation of conflict is don't immediately blame the other party. Yeah. It's easier said, right? It's easy to say this, but actually in practice it will be a different matter altogether, because it all depends on our mental capacity for a start, how we see things, the perspective we have. And ultimately, it's in the what kind of modes we are in. Whether you are in a mode of passion, a mode of ignorance. Usually we are centering ourselves between passion and ignorance. If you're in mode of goodness, you will not react. But if you're on the mode of passion, definitely you'll react. If in the mode of ignorance, then you will just say, whatever, I didn't do, or you'll just cry, stuff like that. So don't place blame on one specific person or like that. It doesn't help anyone. Yeah. And the other thing is, it's a natural thing, as I discussed earlier. You will go on the offensive, right? It's a natural thing. No, you build up walls immediately, and therefore it's very difficult to build a bridge or bridge over to get the communication through. You can't have communication, actually. Where's your mother's water bottle? So Siddhi, why? Where's the water bottle? Make sure she drinks, right? Did you drink or not? When? Just now. Before my class, okay. Because she got hydrated the other day and she fainted. We don't want that, right? We don't want another conflict. Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, so if you go on an offensive, it becomes very difficult and we can't find a solution. So everyone should have equal chance to speak, and that's the whole idea in conflict resolutions. We want everyone to give them chance to speak, right? When your sister blames you, then she will scream and shout. You must have a chance to say also, right? What your side of the story. So generally, when we have a preconceived notion of someone, we have already judged that person. And so when someone says they said this, then you immediately think, yeah, they probably said it. No, you can't. And we have to become very objective and say, wait, okay, this is your story. Now let's hear their story. Yeah. So that's why we don't place blame on anyone. Yeah? It's because there's a lot of emotions involved, feelings, and so all those have to come out. And then once everyone places their card on the table, then you can understand the situation clearly. Therefore it's very important. So this concepts or things that we are talking about in conflict resolution, the skill sets and so on, it's common, it's everywhere, whether in the temple environment or whether out in your workforce, right, in school, any place you can use this, or in your personal lives also. Everyone should work together actually. That's the whole point here is we are talking about conflict resolution. So what are we more interested in? Resolution, yeah. So understand the conflict and then come to a resolution that is acceptable to both parties. So that's the whole idea behind conflict resolution. So therefore we don't want to hold one individual responsible. We're not talking about murder and so on, you know. It's a different matter altogether. We're not interested in that. We are just talking about disagreements on specificity of how things are done or disagreements and so on. Yeah. So therefore we have to not blame one person on another party and then we find that we can't come to a solution. Yeah. So by not blaming, we can all work together. The idea behind not blaming is so we are giving the opportunity, the chance for all parties to say, yes, I was involved in the resolution of this. I'm part of the solution. That I had a say in it. So they'll feel comfortable with that, right? You had a say, and then when you say, yeah, this is good or this is bad, and finally when you come to an agreement, you say, yeah, I also agree, and so it becomes easier, and you can sign off on whatever you all agree. That's the whole idea, by not blaming one person or another. So as soon as you start blaming, the other party feels, okay, now there's nothing's going to happen, I'm not going to be involved. And so they build a wall, Great Wall of China. Or whatever wall you want to build. Great Wall of India, or Great Wall of what? Uttar Pradesh, Great Wall of Gujarat, whatever, Telangana, whatever. Right? Everyone wants to build their wall, yeah. So we try to work together to find a solution. And when everyone agrees, the solution that you come to is faster, right? You have a time, a date, and everyone comes and works together, then you can have a faster solution. But if people disagree, then you keep postponing or keep adjourning and say, let's meet another time to talk and discuss more. The person is. So generally, when we want to do conflict resolution, we give all parties time to cool off. Yeah. You need to cool off. If you're not so cool, you can't think. That's right. Yeah. And it's a teamwork, right? Yes, no? Yeah, it's a teamwork. Otherwise, you can't solve. Nobody will agree. So when everyone is participating and giving their inputs, they all feel, yes, I'm part of the solution. So that's what we want to encourage. So we shouldn't think this is only outside work environment. No, it's applicable anywhere. Even in your own family unit, you can do that. Okay, number one son, go in the room. I'll talk to number two son. Yeah. Right? You talk and discuss. Okay, number two son, you go to this room. I'm going to call the number one son. Then you talk. And then after that, number one son, sit here. Number two son, sit here. Write down what your disagreements are. Then you exchange notes. Right? And then they look and say, well, this, well, that. Well, hold on, you say first. And this. So that's how we evolve in our discussion and then come to a resolution. Initially, there's conflict. Then we try to see what the common grounds are. And then by not blaming each other and identifying areas of disagreements and agreements, and we come to a resolution. Yeah. That's the whole idea in there. Okay, that's number 3. Right? So fourth skill that you should develop, it's very similar, but it's also something to think about, is to remain calm. That means you should not be in the mode of passion. Yeah. You have to cultivate mode of. So how to cultivate mode of goodness? Okay, sadhana. Sadhana means? Okay, chanting, what else? Huh? Associating with devotees. What else? Okay, following 4 regulated principles. What else? Keeping Krishna as center, easier said than done. What else? Taking prasadam, that's a good one. Yeah, you should eat prasadam. All this will elevate your consciousness to at least to goodness, if not Krishna conscious. Yeah, then you can become calm. Yeah, first come, right? Right or not? Yeah. That means you'll come to prasannatma, calm, not agitated. Krishna tells Arjuna, rise above the modes, Arjuna. You are confused in your present situation in the battlefield. You're not understanding the circumstances of why you're here to fight. You're now perplexed. Rise above the Nishtraya Guna Bhava Arjuna. Thank you. Yeah. So you rise above the 3 modes. Why? Then only you can see things as they are, a better perspective. Just like I can see all of you because I'm on a higher ground. I have a better perspective. So in the same way, when you are in the modes, your perspective is not correct. Right? So you have to practice nicely in your Krishna consciousness. With deliberation, why you are practicing also, you have to be understanding the purposes behind the practices. Then it'll give you the impetus to be a better person, a good person. it's like this, if you shoot for the rhinoceros, you will get something, right? That's the whole idea. So similarly, if you practice nicely for Krishna consciousness, if you can't become Krishna conscious in this life, at least you will be a good person. Yeah. Better than a good person. Yeah. Yeah. So therefore, with deliberation, you should do it. Yeah. And so be calm. Calm means your collective also. You understand situations, you understand points of views also. That's why a devotee is also known as Mahatma or Brahmana. Means their vision is not narrow-minded, it is broad-minded. That's what Mahatma means. He's able to see all points of view and help them come to a common ground of understanding. Okay? Yeah. So calm means it is natural. We all have our own way of reacting to situation because of our makeup of emotions also, our makeup of modes. So in any conflict thing that is happening in our life, we will react in our given nature. So by practicing Krishna consciousness, you are able to hold back your tendencies. Or you will say, give me 5 minutes before I respond. Right? Generally, if someone says, I want to know what is your opinion on this, you immediately think you know, and you answer. But then later, oh man, I forgot to say this thing also. Well, say, give me 5 minutes. Let me think about it. Or you can always say, give me 1 day. I'll come back and answer your question. Is it urgent or not? Do you need it immediately? Is it a life and death situation? Generally not. So therefore you can say, give me some time to think about it. Don't be in a hurry to answer unless this is a quiz. Right? You're going to get 10 points. Bam, bam. Right? Then you can answer. But if it's not a quiz, and if it's not somewhere where, well, materially speaking, this question you answer so and so, you will get $1 million. If not, your friend's going to take the $1 million. So that's a different situation. Then anything goes. Your passion comes out. But in conflicts, you can't let your passion come out. We've already discussed many things, so I'm just making you understand. So don't let your emotions come out. Mostly in conflicts, we discussed it last time also. What is the most obvious emotion that comes out? Anger, exactly. And if it's not anger, what is the other emotion? No. Huh? No, not sadness, frustration. Because you can't get your opinion or thoughts across. Yeah, you become sad after that. After you go home, you say, I didn't get it, then you are sad. Yeah. But you are frustrated at that point where you cannot get your point across. Right? Right? Like your husband is coming late, so you prepared some meal, and then he comes home and says, I'm not hungry. You get first angry first? Or you get angry first? First you get frustrated. And then you get angry. Yeah. Yeah, so if you get anger or frustration, and if it's controlling you, then you can't make any resolution. It's very difficult. You can come to a resolution unless you have very sharp intelligence, where despite the modes that you can still see through and get there. That's very rare, but some people can do it. Devotees can do it because they are very Krishna conscious. They can show transcendental anger and still give you the answer. Okay? Yeah. All right. The other thing is being calm means you don't raise your voice. Yeah. Generally, you'll find when in discussion, the voice starts in a calm way, and then one person 2 decibels up, the another person 5 decibels up. It's like they think if I shout louder, my points are clearer, right? Yeah, but actually, what's happening? Huh? I can't hear you. You're so close. Yes, they are getting angrier. What else? Intelligence is lost. Yeah. The tone changes because they get uh, emotional. Yeah. Yeah. And madness. That's true. You get mad. So therefore, the tone you use helps you in the conversation also. If you have a calming tone, the other person will listen and probably even fall asleep. Yeah. Well, not really, but at least they'll feel relaxed. Yeah. 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 So therefore, it's very important to remain calm when we are trying to resolve conflict. If your heart is in the right place, you are their well-wisher. Okay? If your heart is not in the right place, then you want to destroy the other party. So in conflict resolution, we want to be their well-wishers also. Right? So think about it, Think about it, because most of you go through life always wishing the other party disappear from this world, right? But we shouldn't allow those kind of thought processes in our mind, because then we cannot develop our Krishna consciousness. Yeah, because just like God loves this person, He also loves other person, and He loves me, and He loves my enemies also. So therefore, how to react? Yeah. So it's important to remain calm. So to stay level-headed, right? No. Yeah. So what is level-headed? You don't know. Yeah. Okay, you somewhat right. Level-headedness means, ooh, I got you guys. Yes, someone with, huh? Calmness at all time. Level-headed means calmness at all time. Yes. What else? Grounded. Yes, that's a better word. Grounded. Think positively and with clarity. Yeah. Not judgmental. Level-headed. Not becoming judgmental also. Yeah. Seeing all perspective. Yeah. Giving everyone an opportunity to say their piece. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. Thank you. Thank you for all the inputs. Yeah. Yeah. So never let your emotions take over. And what happens if the emotions take over? Okay, you'll get the anger part, we all know. What else? Yeah, but that's still emotion. What else? Okay, that I can accept that. What else? Oh, that's extreme. Let's say that you're not doing that. What else? Okay, you don't communicate well. You're very close. Can't think properly. Yes. Yes, you still haven't hit the nail. Huh? You make decisions that are very close. You will say things that will hurt the other person, you cannot take back. So yeah. So therefore you have to be calm. Right? So what to do? You may say things that hurt the other person, but you really didn't want to hurt them. So therefore you have to be very careful. So what to do? You have to remain. Remember I say give 5 minutes. So you can say, I want to say something, and you say, then you say, give me another 5 minutes. Then you say, let me chant one round. Right? By chanting, at least you're focusing on the holy name. But, yeah. Of course, you can't do this in. You could. I don't think they won't say no. But yeah, you could. You can say, give me some time. I need to meditate or something. Because, my emotions have been disturbed, so I need to get calm. So the mediator or whoever is doing, they will always give you the time to calm down. Yeah. So you can take a deep breath, right? Right? You can take a deep breath, all of you. Yeah. Now in pranayam, I didn't say let go. Okay, generally in pranayam, you take a deep breath and you hold it for a few seconds. Let's say you take a deep breath for 8 seconds, then you let it go in 4 seconds or less. Yeah, that's how you do. So that way, if you do deep breath, you actually naturally will feel calm. Yeah. So that's why oftentimes you hear people say, take a deep breath first. Take a deep breath. Yeah. Because the mind is disturbed due to what? The prana. Prana is vata. So to calm vata, you have to breathe. Pranayam helps. Yeah. So it's all connected. You deep breath, and then okay, my emotions are now okay. Then just about to speak, your mind again disturbs you. So it's important to practice also. Now, before you go for an interview and so on, you can do pranayam, all those things. All these have good thing. Do you do pranayam? Actually, when you're chanting, it's also pranayam. Yeah. So therefore, you should chant more. Yeah. Right. So give your time to let your emotions pass before you immediately jump into conflict resolution. Okay. That way, you and the other party have time to think carefully, reflect on their disagreement, and the whole idea is to critically think about what happened and why it happened. Okay, what happened and why it happened. Okay, it's very important. And so when you're composing those, which is why in generally in mediation we ask people to write down all their disagreement, and then we ask them to go through and reflect on it. Okay, before you get into the resolution part. So the thoughts must be all proper. Put the thoughts together so you know exactly what you want to say. Okay, and we just don't go and just say what we want. Before you communicate, you should ask yourself. There are 6 things you should ask before you want to say something to the other party, your disagreement. So first thing is, whatever you want to say, you should ask yourself, is it true? You ask yourself, is this true? Okay. The second thing you have to ask is, what I'm going to say, is it kind? Not hurtful. Is it kind? Yeah? The third thing is what I'm going to say, is it useful for this resolution? The fourth thing is it necessary, this thing to say to them? Sometimes it could be very confidential. Yeah. And the fifth thing is it going to land well? Is this going to help the situation or make it worse? And the final thing is this the right time to say it? Okay. And according to the experts, if one of the answers is no, consider not saying it. Okay. So in this situation, silence is more productive than the words. Okay. So generally the idea is to be patient. And once you find the time when the answers to these questions are all yes, that is the time to speak. Okay? Yeah. So therefore it's good to reflect. There should be you should always give yourself time for reflection. All right, the last skill that you should develop in a conflict. Both parties generally often believe they are in the right. It's normal, I'm right. And therefore, it is important to collaborate and find a common ground and compromise, right? Collaboration, common ground, and compromise. Yeah, these three things are very important. So they come under collaboration. No? What it means is conflict resolution is not one person. It's a joint effort. All parties help in the resolution. Okay. And so in conflict resolution, it's not just one person coming to do, where's the other party? You can't have a resolution if the other party is not there. And sometimes it happens, we try to do conflict and we call them, okay, we're meeting at 2:00, then the groups will come, then one group won't show up. So then we have to postpone it because you can't solve. Yeah. And the other party don't want to show up because they are still, they're still going through the emotions. Yeah. Therefore, you wait until everyone is ready. Sometimes after some time, everyone forgets and no need for conflict. Now, before I go further, Srila Prabhupada mentions that in a day, we may have many disagreements with one another, one thing or another thing. And he says that if it's a small matter, don't make it into a big issue. The best thing to do is pay obeisance to one another and say, Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripasindhubhyacha paritanam bhavanabhya vaishnavyo namo namaha. Please forgive me for the mistakes I've done because you are very glorious and merciful. You're just like a wish-fulfilling tree. Please bless me. That's all. Prabhupada said you do it in the morning. Every day you do Vanchakalpa because you do not, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, you may have committed some conflict. So by doing that, you are cleansing it. And no one should take offense for minor offenses, he said. Okay. And how do you avoid that? It's through the authorities in the temple managers. They tell you do something and you say no, then you are committing offense already. So you should follow temple authorities. Prabhupada also mentions that if you follow the authorities, you are protected. Even if they tell you some wrong instruction, Krishna is protecting you. But they will have to suffer. Right? When I'm saying wrong thing, they're not telling you to go and kill someone or shoot someone. That's not what we are saying. Maybe the way they ask you to do may not be proper. You may disagree, but you say, I disagree with you, but I'll do it anything. Let's say put that the streamer from that end to this end, but Prabhu, it doesn't look good. No, I want you to put it. So you just do it. Yeah. So those things are okay. Yeah, no need to say, I'm from this day, I'm not coming to the temple because the streamer is this way. You guys are laughing, but you will react to small things. So think like that. But if the temple authorities do that, let them put, and if someone very big comes and says that is ugly, then the temple authorities have to answer. Yeah. You don't have to answer. If they ask you, you say, we only do service here. The authorities tell us. Yeah. Right? It's so easy, you know. Why you want to take the burden of correcting the whole thing? It's better to be a servant than a master. Yeah. Masters have so much headache. Yeah. So conflict resolution is a joint affair, effort. Huh? Okay. All right. So collaboration ensures that all parties are heard. Right? Everyone wants to say something. Right? And then they'll feel good. You know, they heard me. Yeah. So that's why that's good. They heard what I wanted to say, so it's good. Right? Just like when I'm speaking and all of you speak to each other and not listen to me, I'll feel not so happy. Yeah. And then I'll curse all of you. Not quite, you know. But the point is, you know, if people feel they are heard, they heard nicely, then they feel valued. That I am seen as a person. Otherwise, you are a non-entity. That means I'm nobody, right? How do you like to be a nobody? You come to temple, nobody says Haribol to you, you just become nobody, right? Or you're standing there and everyone walks past you, nobody says Haribol to you, you say, am I existing? Right? You feel good? How do you feel what? Yes, you feel very bad. Thank you. Yeah, that's energy. I like that. Yeah. Yes. Do you feel sad? No, right. Okay. Huh? Yeah. You don't know. That's the average answer of a teenager. I don't know. Boring. Right? These are very common terminologies, right? Yeah. Duh. Right? Okay. Yeah, so when you hear everyone clearly, then the solution is not favoring one party or another party. It's very objective. You will learn to be objective also. Devotee means he's objective when he's passing some judgment. Yeah. That means he takes a neutral position. Yeah. He becomes the Paramatma. That's okay. You say this. According to the rules and laws, this is the judgment. Yeah. So then everyone will say, yeah, he was fair, but I don't like it. That he was fair, and they'll go home. Yeah. Yeah. And collaboration means you give up your pride. Okay, don't attach to all those things, and also to working together, so that we can resolve issues. Right? It's like three people standing around a pot of sabji, and then three Matajis. One Mataji says, "I'm putting this much salt." The other one says, "That's too much salt." And third one says, "That's not enough salt." So how to solve? Uh-huh. See, he's got a good solution. So he says, make three different sabjis. They can put their own salt. No, but let's say you have to work together. Then someone will say, okay, you decide, you know. But through their own experience, some person will know I'm putting always too much salt. They will know. Then they will say, I always put more salt. You tell me, you know, if this is okay or not, you know. Yeah. So they will work together and they all feel comfortable, you know. At the end, if people complain, they'll say, we manage somehow, but I'm sorry, this is what you feel. Yeah. So they won't blame each other. Yeah. Okay. So what are the 5 things, skills that you should Develop. Active what? Active what? No, no, I don't think you were not there the last class. So there were 5 skills that we are going through. Thank you, though. Active was the right thing. So let's hear. What are the first one? Active listening. Okay. The second skill, develop good communication. Third one is don't place blame on anyone. The fourth one is remaining calm, and the last one is collaboration. Yes, very good. Very good. Excellent. Now we will go into, let's see. In practicing active listening, I just mentioned about what to do, communication, the 6 questions you should ask. Okay, so you know that. And then that conflict I cannot resolve. Yeah. The baby wins all the time. Okay. All right. Now I think in all cases, you should define the source of the conflict. These are some things you should before you go into a resolution. You should define the conflict, the source of the conflict, how it happened. So you should take your time to do this definition of the source of conflict. So the more understanding you have, the better you can resolve it. Okay. Okay. Right. The more you know of the problem, the easier to solve it. Yeah. And then you should find a common goal. Find a common goal. Make similarities. Okay. What is the common theme in the conflict? So you can find a resolution. And then the third item you should know is to establish safety. Create, they should all feel safe, which we mentioned earlier. So make sure everyone is feeling comfortable. And then the fourth one is recognize your part in that conflict resolution. Be accountable, be objective, because you are going to help them. Right? So be accountable and be objective. Okay? And see how you're contributing. Don't take sides. Yeah, don't take sides. Okay, so you should recognize your. Now, also, one thing that you need to develop, all of you, because you're devotees, you should develop empathy. Okay, develop empathy. Now, some of you will be natural, some of you may not get it at all, but by listening carefully, you may understand how to develop empathy. That means you understand their side and you understand what they're going through by active listening, yeah, and by reflecting questions. So you feel this way. Am I right? I understand that you are hurt because so they said this. Yeah, yeah. And then the sixth one is you should understand our whole goal is a positive outcome. And so what we want to achieve, all those things, you have to review those options, how we can come to those things. So we can become creative by discussing possible options, option A, B, C, D, and so on. And then try to discover what is what kind of solution we are looking for. We are looking for a win-win solution. Yeah. Okay, it's not win-lose or lose-win solution. Okay, it's a win-win solution. Okay. Okay, so these are some of the things that are very helpful. And then the last thing I want to say is there is the way we do it is, let me see, yeah, strategies. So there's 4 strategies, I think, in conflict resolution. Yeah, one is negotiation. Okay, And it's going to be difficult to negotiate, but it's very crucial. Because in conflict resolution, negotiation means you have to put aside differences and have to agree on something. So that's the hardest part. So negotiation, one strategy. Then the second strategy they use is mediation. They bring a third party, neutral party, or someone who knows the whole conflict, or they will know how to help each other come to a proper agreement, familiar with those things. Generally, mediators are unbiased. You can hire a mediator, or you can appoint someone in your organization to be a mediator by training them. So, like for example, here in this temple, you can pick 2 or 3 people who have very objective people, and everyone likes them. After they become mediator, everyone hates them. So, no, I'm just joking. All right. So find someone who everyone sees them as very neutral and objective and empathizing person. Yeah. And then the third one is arbitration. That means you appoint someone as a judge. Again, you can get an arbitrator from outside also. And arbitration is different, because in arbitration, the person is objective, and whatever they say, you have to accept. Okay, they say this person is right and you are wrong. So finish. Case closed. There's no review. Okay. Okay. And the arbitrator only uses evidence-based. So based on both parties, they say this is evidence, this is not evidence, this is objective, this is not objective, this is the decision. That's it. There's no appeal. You have to sign off. That's it. And if you don't sign off, they can then take it to the next stage, which is litigation. And litigation means going to the courts and then putting in front of the judge. And it's very expensive and it's very difficult process. It could be, they could dig more information in your life and so on, and it is public. Everyone can read your case. Okay, so these are the 4 ways they do. Yeah. All right, so now I open for your questions, comments, reflections. I know this is a very quick session over the 3 days, 1 hour each. It's not really true. Like I said, if you really want to understand it, you can sign up for the courses in ISKCON Resolve. They have professionally trained people who guide you through this process, how to become a mediator, how to resolve conflicts, and so on. Okay, so yeah, thank you for your attention.
Radha Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for a wonderful lecture.
It's not a lecture, it's a... Anyway, yeah.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
First one is, so from what I have observed, like there are 2 kinds of personalities. One who want to kind of resolve the conflicts then and there. So the strategy you suggested, which is to stay calm and give some time for each other to think. For some people that might not be acceptable. They get more irritated if we take that approach. So how do we deal with such situations?
Now, in general, you cannot solve unless you also know what the situation is. And therefore, there must be time for you to do a review of the situation, right? You can talk at that time, but then the parties are so emotional, so the decisions cannot make sense to either party also. The party who is too passionate and wants a resolution there and then may change their view when they are calm, right? So in general, the person who is the authority can tell them, no, we are not solving this at this time. Yeah, it's not possible because both of you are not in an objective phase. You are in a emotional phase, and therefore you will not be able to come to a proper resolution. And they have to accept that if that's an authority figure, right? So therefore, it's very important for all of you to respect authorities. If you don't, then it's chaos. How can you solve, right? Just like when you go out in public, you kick some sign or what, and then the owner of the sign comes and calls the cops, and he says, you know, the police will come and arrest you, right? Yeah. And then they will take you to court for proper resolution. So in the same way, even any place, if there's conflict, we don't just say solve it immediately. No. We take both parties separate and then we talk to each other first. So it's not immediate resolution. Then we can say, no, this is too deep. I need to know more information. I need to gather information from all parties. Then I can make a decision, right? Yeah, and the other person has to be reasonable. So in most, even in court cases, there's this term reasonableness. Yeah. So what you say may sound interesting or amazing, but it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. What's your second question?
My second question is, so if we kind of stay calm and try to not blame in several times over several times, would that be perceived by other person as weakness?
Well, that's not conflict resolution, first of all. You're saying your behavior, will it send the wrong signal? Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah. But in conflict resolution, we are not saying that. We are saying that you keep calm, you go and tell the authority in the temple, right? Or for us, it's the temple environment or the community, and say, look, this guy is harassing me all the time. I'm very calm. And then you punch a hole in the wall and say, but this is what I want to do. You know? So then the temple president will say, okay, we'll do a conflict resolution. Yeah. Right. So then the other party will know you mean business, but you are doing it in the right way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class. Maharaj, my question is, how do we handle a situation where we think we have conflict, but the other person doesn't even know? And and we go to the authorities, is it right?
Yes, always
Justified.
go to the authority and say you have a conflict with the other person.
But the other person doesn't know about it.
So the temple authority will call the other person and say you have a conflict. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's okay to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and then they will organize a time for both parties to meet, and then the other party will then find out why there's a conflict. Yeah, yeah, and then they may say, "Give me time. I need to go and think about this." Yeah, yeah. And then they will come up with their list of conflict with you. I mean, I'm just giving an example, not you. Right?
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
My next question is, can you give us some examples of what kind of, even when we are doing sadhana, sometimes internally conflicts might come? Like, are we doing the right thing? Or
That's a different conflict. That's your sadhana practice, right? So go to japa retreat, japa retreats or japa seminar, how to chant properly. Mental conflicts is because of practices, that's one thing. Mental conflicts come in due to past actions, karma. And you are disturbed in any point in your life because you may have had a bad night. You didn't sleep next morning and your mind is disturbed. It could be a health issue. So there are many cases, and if you analyze carefully, or you may not be able to analyze, but someone can help you analyze, or you have a good friend, you work through and say, why am I having conflicts when I'm chanting? Because you may also have a very strong material desires that you are not fulfilled, right? So then you associate chanting as holding you back from enjoying your material senses. Yeah. So there are many things that are causing the conflict. But the solution for that conflict is chanting. Yeah. So go to Japa retreat. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful class. If the party A and B are in the same level, it's okay. But sometimes if the party A is senior than myself and the party B is junior, so is there any tip to handle the conflict over there, even in the spiritual level, also on the corporate level, both the places?
Okay, first you have to define clearly. You are with two different people, or you have conflict?
I am the resolver.
Okay, you're the
Resolver.
Okay.
And the person who comes, two people, two parties comes, one of them, senior.
and the
Senior than me.
Senior than you coming to you.
Yes.
Because what is your role?
My role is development manager. One person, she is a senior programmer. He has been with the company for,
Oh, this is
20,
your office thing.
office level. Even the same thing happened at the spiritual
I'll
level.
send you the check later. Okay, go on. So
How do
they have to approach you, the senior and the junior will
junior,
approach you, and there's a conflict.
that there is a conflict?
In terms of, is it a personal conflict or is it a work conflict?
Work conflict.
Work conflict, then you have to look at the work rules,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do we, because he is a senior to me, so I don't want to hurt in any way. At the same time, junior also don't think that,
No, there's rules of negotiation also, no? And then there's rules of how you communicate with your senior. You can say, look, this area is not within my jurisdiction.
Okay.
And so I have to escalate this to the next level. Yeah. And you can say, having observed both parties, your concerns, I think I'm not in that pay grade to deal with this. And so I'm escalating it to the next level. Yeah. And you don't have to deal with
That's
that.
what I did once. So
Okay, you did it once.
yeah, I did. When the senior person came, then I said, okay, I cannot handle that. Because junior also may think that, I'm, giving favor to the senior person. So I just push them to the next director level. So
Yeah, that's how you should do it.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So my question is like A and B came to me to resolve an issue. So A is saying that one version of the truth and B is saying that no, I didn't do like that. Why he's saying like that? No, it doesn't happen like that. So I'm not at the situation. So obviously everybody wants to defend. So how to resolve that kind of, one is saying it happened, another one is saying it didn't happen, I didn't do like that. So how you resolve this?
First, you need to do investigation, no? Yeah. Otherwise, how are you going to resolve that? So you have to go and do, whenever you do a system in a company, systems analysis, right? What do you do? Background? You all don't do any systems analysis? What do you do? Background what?
Verification.
Research, background check. Not background check. Background check means you're doing police. Yeah, you research problem solving, find out what's you can say impact analysis is different. I'm saying you have to know what are the problems first in a company. Yeah, you identify sources of conflicts and so on. So similarly, when two different parties come and say, one party said this one, so then you have to, if you're the person in charge, then you have to ask, okay, give me your the points that you are saying, write it down, and then both parties, and then you go through carefully and see where are the common things, where are differences. And if you're not able to resolve, then you have to go and see HR or people in your company who are, there should be company mediators and conflict resolution officers, you know. Ombudsman also, you can approach them and they will take care of it. Yeah. Because they have a system, they know how to approach, they know what questions to ask. You may not be at that skill level to handle those things.
Yeah, especially in the temples it happens. So one version of comes from one person, another version comes from another person.
Okay.
So that time we don't know. Only they two parties might have existed that situation. So it is very hard to resolve those kind of
You
conflicts.
can't resolve, as I mentioned, without knowing the information.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to investigate. and ask,
Investigate, okay.
Give me the story. You give me the story.
Story
Now,
common.
like I said, if you're not trained, get trained first. Then you can do it. Yeah. What are your concerns? What are your concerns like? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another question is like sometimes ill motives are there. Not that main conflict is not the conflict. To arise the conflict is another motivation is there.
Yeah, maybe. But as I
Then
mentioned,
how you resolve that?
yeah, sometimes you can't. A person developing qualities that are not Vaishnava means they are not following practices properly. So what to do? Give them more prasadam.
Thank
So
you.
generally, when you find conflicts, you should have if you feel someone don't like you, you invite them to your home and give them nice prasadam.
They won't come, right? They are not liking me.
You suspect they don't like you. They haven't openly tell you, right?
No, like if anyone.
Yeah.
So obviously, when they're not liking each, sometimes they think that he is acting smart, right? As if he's good, I'm not good.
If you invite the whole temple and they don't come, that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't worry so much. You're overthinking also.
No, over different types of
There may be,
situations I want to explore.
but the idea is if you're not practicing, then you're not developing affection for one another. You can't develop that affection. If you see faults in others all the time, you see them as your enemies and so on, that means you have a problem in your practice of Krishna consciousness. Now, if the other party is always doing something wrong to you, and you see how often they do, if it's very common, then you can bring it up to the higher authorities and say, look, this person has done this on 3 different occasions. I have documented all of this with pictures and everything. I'm now presenting to you. Please help resolve.
Wonderful, Maharaj. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Anything else? It's getting late, no? Tomorrow got to work. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj, for a wonderful class and spending the evening with us. Conflict resolution is very critical, especially at this juncture of overall times that we are seeing. But especially major festivals are coming. So the points you mentioned, right? We'll remember stringing the lights where someone tells us to string it. But you literally walked us through the ABCs of conflict resolutions. A for active listening, C for communication, B for blame no one, remain calm and collaborate. So I'll remember that in the mornings when I need to get my daughter to school and there is conflicts around. So I'll remember that. Active listening can be practiced by deciding whether it's the right time to say something. And thank you so much for giving us those 6 principles. Is it true? Is it kind? Whether it's useful, necessary? Is it going to land well? And is it the right time to say? If any one of it is no, then don't say it. So thank you so much for giving us the tidbits for conflict resolution and coming and giving this